What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
My friends, we are back by popular demand. Today we are going to look at one of our favorite things in the entire world. Our sweet little muffins and animals and silly pets. Our sweet little babies that we love so much.
Hello, babies. Felix. Hello, Mr. Felix. Yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. Felix. Hello, that is you, isn't it? Hello, Bingo. Hello, Labby. Hello, Mr. Labby. How are you doing?
We are going to be looking at 4 incredible animators today, and we are going to see that what they say is true. YouTubers are crazy, and when they have an animal, the animals are even more crazy. Infamous Swoosh,
TJ Toons,
Scribblejuice, and
Young Yong Tales.
We are gonna strap in and just have a good time looking at these pet videos. We have done this a few times before, and it's always a classic. And you guys are constantly telling me to do more videos like this, so here you go. Let's chill out, let's have a crazy fun time.
And let's talk about some pets.
I want to start with one of my favorite dudes on this website, Infamous Swoosh, raising a puppy. And we're gonna make this video with slowly crazier and crazier pets. We're gonna start with dogs and cats, and as the video goes on, we're gonna get into some crazy pets. So let's get started, people. Round 1, puppies. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, Nathan.
It's been a while, I know. Yeah, that's because of this guy. This is my puppy. He woke me up because he had to pee.
Nice.
I haven't slept in 5 days. Way back in December, my family decided to get a puppy. Going in, we were expecting a calm, peaceful dog who loved to lay around all the time.
No, a
and
puppy,
soak in
no.
life. But instead, we got months of stress, sleepless nights, countless bite marks, and are currently rethinking our life choices. He has taken up all of our free time, and our reward for our patience is him licking our faces right after licking his butt. This is
Bro, is it your first pupperino? You're trying to get a puppy and you're expecting it to be chill and bring peace and comfort into your life? No. When it's a puppy, it might as well be a baby. It takes like just as much work. Honestly, I'm gonna say something crazy. It probably takes more work to raise a puppy. Oh, so many parents are gonna be mad. Never mind, I didn't say anything.
This is Copper, a 25-pound cockapoo that likes to eat everything. Seriously, even after having a puppy for this long, it always surprises me how they just like to eat stuff. I can't count how many times I've pulled little things out of Copper's mouth. Copper, this is a nail.
I am dog. I do dog.
What is the appeal to this? Copper is actually really bad about eating things. When he was really young, I used to let him
Not
roam
my
around
great
room while I
hammer.
nonchalantly watched. But that was before.
The incident.
He is now never allowed in my room ever. Here's the story. One night when my family wasn't home, I was on babysitting.
Messed up the bed?
And was playing with Copper for a couple of hours.
I was with Copper for a couple of hours. Sorry, guys. The tism kicked in and I had to say something. Okay, sorry.
At one point, he ran into my room and went under my bed, so I had to lure him out of there. I didn't think anything of it because he was in there for maybe like 15 seconds. We continued playing until my family showed up, and once they did, I went back into my room. I was about to start working, and I realized my drawing glove was missing.
What?
After realizing it was missing,
no.
I immediately thought, that's weird. Literally, how did I lose it? I put it in the same spot every single time. I then checked basically everywhere I had been in the last hour.
Did you accuse any family members?
It was like my drawing glove had disappeared. After a couple of days of using my old crusty drawing glove, the mystery was solved. Lo and behold, my mother...
No. It's not gonna come out of your dog, right? If it comes out the dog, then this is crazier than I thought to start off the video.
Lo and behold, my mother found the drawing glove with throw up all over it in Copper's crate. Turns out, in that 15 seconds of him being in my room, he somehow got my drawing glove off of my desk, went under my bed,
This is definitely a good snack.
Bed, played with me for like 20 more minutes before my family showed up, all while hiding my glove. Like, where was it the whole time?
In the stomach.
So like, do you want me to wash it or what? No, that's disgusting. Now you may be thinking,
that's a good question. I mean, if it's your favorite glove, that's actually something I would have to think about. If that drawing glove got you through your greatest animations ever, at least frame it, you know? Don't throw it in the trash. You know what? I bet Nate thought nothing of it. I bet they threw it away, but Nate, dude, that glove was important, man. That glove was important. You could have framed it, man. You should take pride in stuff. I know, it was covered in vomit, but.
What? No, that's disgusting. Now you may be thinking, seriously? Your puppy eats a drawing glove one time and he's banned from your room. No.
I'm thinking about the glove.
This has happened 4 times.
times.
Four times? 4 times. He's eaten your drawing glove 4 times? He has eaten.
Put it in a drawer.
Yes, you heard that right. My puppy has fully eaten 4 drawing gloves. And I'm not even kidding. At the time of writing this script, I have no idea where my drawing glove is. So I had to order a new one for the 6th time this year. I just don't see the appeal with eating them. It's like me eating a shirt. The last time Copper ate one of my drawing gloves, I was in a rush leaving the house and went into the bathroom to get ready. Before doing so, I made sure to shut the door. And after being in the bathroom for literally 2 minutes, I saw my bedroom door was open. I ran inside, saw a mess, and realized my drawing glove was missing. So somehow Copper got in and wreaked havoc. What else is new? I guess he can open doors now. So, to get revenge, I have eaten his rubber ball, pooped in his bed, and shaved his head. Nice. And of course, a couple days later, my mom found the drawing glove outside covered in poop. I mean, like, I can wash it, or... Can you stop? What is wrong with you?
Nathan, this is valuable. Wait, what does his mom have to say? Does his mom agree with me? What does his mom say?
Raising you has made me immune to being disgusted by poop. Nothing as compared to the poop tsunami of 2004. What? Even though Copper has eaten drawing...
Right, that's not what I thought she was gonna talk about. I thought she was gonna be like, Nathan, you're my son, and this is the glove that made you into who you are today. I treasure this glove. We need to keep it. That was my thought process. I thought that made sense.
Even though Copper has eaten drawing gloves on multiple occasions and I've threatened to throw him out on the street, he is a really friendly dog. He loves people. Probably a little too much. And every time I have a friend in the car and have to stop in my house real quick, I prepare them for what they're about to experience. Yeah, to be fair, I warned you about this. That's another thing. Copper's breed has really long legs compared to other dogs, so he just likes to jump all the time. We're trying to get him to stop, but, you know, we're also trying to get him to stop eating drawing gloves, but we've been unsuccessful in both. Speaking of trying to get him to stop doing terrible things, training. Training a puppy is really essential. As of writing this script, Copper is currently in training. For a while, we kind of just figured we'd train him on our own, but it just got to a point where...
This is a wild animal until you train it. Until you train your puppy, it is a wild animal. You can train a dog by yourself, of course, but most human beings are not adept at the skill of training another species to be obedient to it. There's not a skill that the average human being could master. Maybe the average Neanderthal.
Kind of just figured we'd train him on our own, but it just got to a point where, we knew we needed an expert. Before bringing him to training, Copper had this really bad habit of getting on our table. Now, I don't know if it's boyish curiosity, but for some weird reason, this guy loves to get on our table. When Copper was 4 months old and this big, he figured out a way to get on there. The first time it happened, I was in my room and stepped out and saw Copper eating an entire apple pie. Then a couple days later, it turned into me seeing him eat a plant, and then candy, and coffee. Yeah, you get the point. For a long time, we had the chairs around our table stacked in the living room because we literally couldn't have any around because he would figure out a way to get up there. Somewhere in his crate, there's probably a list he created of different ways to get up there. I don't know. Nowadays, it's really infrequent for Copper to get on the table. I think he understands that he's basically had every taste known to puppy kind up there, so he's kind of just not interested anymore.
Yeah, right. No way. There's no way. A dog's thirst for novel things to eat is unquenchable. A dog will never be like, yeah, I guess I'm done drinking milk, or nah, I don't need to eat pies anymore. Said no dog ever. No dog, no muffin would do that.
Isn't that right, baby boys?
Felix, you would never be tired of eating a pie, is that correct? You would never get over that. That's what I thought. You'll never get bored of it. Okay, thanks, buddy.
So we put our chairs back, and we don't have to sit around the floor anymore for Sunday dinner.
Yay.
This is really good. Here's a fun story. One night, I got home after playing Ultimate Frisbee and was extremely hungry, but also very sweaty and disgusting. The game plan was to shower and get ready for a night out on the town, but more realistically, just drive to Popeyes or something. After my shower, I was getting ready in the bathroom, and I heard what sounded like my sister putting Copper to bed in his crate. So since I thought he was in his crate, this is a very important detail.
Oh no.
I left my bedroom door wide open. But as I was leaving my house, I turned and saw Copper lying down in the living room and thought, aw, how cute. Then I left without thinking because I was ravenous. When I got home, I went into my room, and my spidey sense was tingling.
Where's glove?
They forgot the napkins! Also, my room is messy. Hey, did someone get into my room? Something's off. Oh yeah, Copper was in there for a while, and then I got him out of there and put him to bed.
Oh no, 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 not again! Not again! Not again!
He will
will never forget the great...
I ran back into my
Copper
room,
incident.
frantically looked around, and realized one of my AirPods was missing.
No!
If Copper got one of my AirPods. I don't know, dude. Gee, you're a great help. After about a half hour of plotting how to sell my dog on eBay, I eventually found my AirPod under my bed, and it was completely destroyed. Though I was still furious at Copper for getting into my room again, and this time ruining something that costs hundreds of dollars,
Oh my god.
I had hope. Basically, when I first bought my AirPods from a certain fruit-related company, the lady selling them told me to get a warranty.
You got them from Royal Pear. Very good. Yeah, I think that's who sells AirPods. AirPods, rather, sorry.
The lady selling them told me to get a warranty, because if I did and my AirPods broke,
they
I could get a
convinced
new
you.
pair for free. So the next day, I strolled into said fruit-related store and asked them about it. And this is literally how it went. Hey, so my puppy fully chewed up this AirPod and... Ooh, that's rough, buddy. Right, okay, so the last time I was here, I was told if my AirPods were broken, I could get a new pair for free if I had the warranty. So I got the warranty.
No.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know what that lady was on. There's still a $30 fee with a warranty. My AirPods are broken, right? Yup. I have a warranty on these, right? Yup. So if that's the case, I should get a new pair for free,
This
right?
is, you guys want to know what he's referencing? I will show you exactly the scene he's referencing. This is a SpongeBob reference, and I'm not sure if everyone caught this.
Aren't you Patrick Star?
Yep.
There it is.
This is your ID.
Yep.
This must be your wallet.
That makes sense to me.
Then take it.
It's not my wallet.
I caught that. I caught that,
I
Swoosh.
should get a new pair for free, right?
That makes sense to me.
So can I have a free pair? There's a $30 fee. Even though Copper has eaten everything I know and love, he's lucky he's super cute. Otherwise, I would have killed him like 3 drawing gloves ago. I haven't really touched on the first couple of weeks of having Copper. And that's because I still have nightmares about it. The first couple of weeks were probably the most stressed out I have ever been in my life.
It
and
happens.
anyone in my family has ever been. I'm pretty sure by week 2, we all wanted to kill each other.
It happens.
Nathan, wake up! What is it? I need you to watch the dog. It's 5 in the morning. I need you to play with him.
What? What?
Yeah, it was rough. Learning how to navigate around raising a puppy who literally has no idea what anything
That's so
is
funny.
has been one of the hardest things our family has gone through. But we've done it together. And Copper is shaping up to be a pretty great dog. He loves playing fetch. He loves laying by our doors when we're in there. He loves people. He loves to stick by us when we're around the house. He loves licking us. Maybe a little bit too much. He loves to run. He loves to eat ice, grass, shoes, toys. He's a character. In conclusion, do I recommend anyone watching this video to get a puppy?
Yes.
Absolutely not. Maybe
Oh.
a dog that's a couple years old will suffice.
Okay. Yeah, no, for real. Like, the only time I had a puppy, it was my family's dog, and I was like 12 years old when we got Marley. At that time, I didn't really have to share any of the responsibilities, but to me, it looks similar to raising an actual infant baby.
So not easy at all.
By the time this video comes out, Copper is most likely fixed, and you know what that means. Your lineage ends here, buddy.
Yeah,
your sons or
chill.
daughters will never follow in your paw prints and eat my drawing gloves, because they'll never exist. What do you have to say about that?
That's sad. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved that video. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, that slapped. For future reference, he does have a sequel called My Insane Dog. Should we check that out? Maybe in the next one? Maybe the next one? You know what? Boop like on this video if you want to see that, okay? If this video gets enough likes, we'll check it out. But now, we're moving on.
TJ Toons, my miracle kitten.
Origin story. We watched TJ Toons a few weeks ago for the first time ever, and he's one of my new favorite channels because he's awesome. He seems like a wonderful person. How is your kitten a miracle, TJ? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1.
If you have been following me for a while, it's no secret
Nope.
that I own a lovely pet cat. But for all you newcomers out there, let me formally introduce you to my one and only
Yes.
adorable feline companion,
Yes.
Gigi.
Gigi.
Isn't he the cutest little furball?
Yeah.
Gigi here is really special to me, and I'm sure other cat owners have their own reasons as to why their cats are special to them. For me, it's because my El Gato has a very interesting backstory of how he became a part of our family.
Okay.
You see, I didn't adopt Gigi by regular conventional means like going to a pet store. No. My dad would never allow such a thing. Gigi is a stray cat, and I met him around 7 years ago when he was just a tiny little kitten.
Your dad would never let you go to a pet store, but he'd let you get a cat from the streets? What is the motivation for that decision? Does he not support pet stores because he thinks adoptions are better? Did he grow up on the streets so he wants a stray cat? What is it, Dad?
It was a hot summer afternoon, and I was just walking home from school when suddenly I heard a...
Okay, dude. Boys, cover your ears. You don't need to hear this.
Help. So, being the kind and curious fella that I was, I looked around to see where it was coming from. And lo and behold, behind a patch of grass, I saw the ugliest piece of living organism that mankind has ever seen.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It was a tiny little kitten.
Oh, yay!
Still ugly though, because it kind of looked like a furry wet piece of clumped up toilet paper that never made it to the trash bin.
Oh my gosh.
In any case, I still felt really bad for the guy, because A, it could barely move, and B, its eyes looked like this, which sort of meant that he couldn't see. So I just stared at it, and waited, and just kept staring, hoping that its mom would come find it sooner or later. Almost 30 minutes had gone by, and... no one came.
This is why it's a miracle cat.
It was just me, the kitten, and the sound of its helpless cry for help. And honestly, I didn't know what to do. Hey, why don't you just take it home? What? No. I can't do that. My dad will kill me. Dude, just take it home. No one's coming for it. Wait a minute, aren't you supposed to tell me the opposite of what he's saying? Come on, man, look at it. You can't possibly be thinking of leaving this poor, abandoned, vulnerable little kitten out in the open like this to starve and potentially die.
Yeah, come on.
What are you, Satan?
Yeah.
What?
No, wait, he literally is.
I never thought I'd say this, but Satan me was right. This thing was gonna die if I left it unattended. Yeah. But I'd also take a beating if my dad found out I snuck a stray kitten into the house, so I did the only sensible thing possible.
Okay.
I left it there and went home. Oh no! TJ, how could you? And came back 5 minutes later with some newspaper to carefully wrap the kitten around and take it home. Yeah, it was literally 3 minutes away from the house. Thankfully, no one was home, so I was able to sneak him in without the risk of getting caught. Then here I was in the room with the kitten cozily pursed inside my shirt, and funny enough, it wasn't crying anymore. In fact, it just fell asleep in my arms, which was kinda cute. Really cute. Anyway, I already knew that there was no way my dad would allow me to keep a pet kitten at home, let alone a stray, so I decided to keep it until it could grow big enough to at least fend for itself, and maybe even look for its mom. Now, about 2 weeks passed by, and keeping the kitten hidden from my dad wasn't as difficult as I thought. Since my dad was a busy man who almost never got out of his room to check up on me, all I had to do was keep the little guy inside the bathroom next to my room before leaving for school to muffle its obnoxious meows and keep the noise from reaching my dad's room. And it worked. He never found out. However, my mom and my brothers did. But after staring into its adorable kitty eyes, they were pretty much sold on keeping it. Yeah. My absolute favorite thing about this little furball was that it only listened to me and followed me everywhere around the house like my very own Pokemon.
Oh, because you saved it.
You saved the kitten, that's why it loves you and it's bonded to you forever.
Oh, that warms my heart. This warms my heart.
How sweet.
And I rescued you boys from a pretty normal life, to be honest. Rats are pretty grateful creatures, honestly. Like, they do love their owner who takes care of them. But man, nothing can compare to the bond when you literally rescue an animal. Like, that's something else. That's a whole other level of love.
Hi, Bingo. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Bingo Bear. Hello, how's it going, bud? You can fit almost your whole big noggin through that.
It would follow me down the stairs, on the bed, under the dining table, to the bathroom, which wasn't weird at all. No. I guess it's to be expected since I basically raised him, but it still felt really endearing. I took him out of hiding every chance I got when my dad wasn't around, but most of the time, I'd keep him inside the bathroom for good measures. I knew I wasn't supposed to give it a name, since I wasn't gonna adopt it for
What's
good,
it gonna be,
but
TJ?
I couldn't help it. So I named it after my favorite soccer hero, the Superman goalkeeper himself, Gianluigi Buffon.
Of
Or
course.
Gigi for short. Side tangent.
Gianluigi Buffon. The obvious choice to name your cat after. I wonder if Gianluigi Buffon is aware of this.
Or Gigi for short. Side tangent, the word Gigi actually means dirty or filthy object in Korean, and I didn't know this until my mom told me.
Wow.
So I thought about changing the name afterwards, but then I thought...
It's too fitting.
Nah, it's not so far from the truth anyway.
Yeah.
Then just like that, 2 more weeks flew by, and as you can probably guess, I gave up on the thought of letting Gigi go.
Aww.
It was impossible. I grew too attached to him, and we were practically inseparable.
Aww.
Instead, I decided I'd muster up enough courage to ask my dad if I could keep him. And since finals were coming up, I thought maybe having a few A's under my belt would set my dad in a good enough mood to increase my chances. The plan was set, and I was just burning with motivation.
Let's go.
But then, one day, the thing I feared most happened. My dad found out about Gigi and he got rid of him.
No, please, no. Fake out. Be a fake out. No. It ends there? It ends there? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Oh my gosh. I wasn't planning on looking at this too. TJ, what on earth? I was not expecting that at all. You're messing up my structure of my video, TJ. Okay, you know what? We will watch it and we'll try to get through it kind of fast. Because I know that if we don't watch it right now, you guys are going to be too curious about this story. And you'll probably want to go watch that before finishing this video anyways. While I do think you should subscribe to TJ Toons and watch his videos, we need to get through these first, okay? So yeah, let's check it out. I'll try to be kind of quick about it.
If you haven't seen the first Miracle Kittens video, then stop right now and watch that one first, because this is a continuation of that video, and that way, you'll probably enjoy it more. Is what I would say, but hey, it's 2020 and the internet has slapped our attention spans to less than half a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, even a goldfish can pay longer attention to one thing. Instead, I'll just give you a quick recap of the previous video just to save you the trouble.
Okay.
So sit tight, get comfy, because if you don't, I'm gonna eat this popcorn. Okay.
You can do that.
With chopsticks. Basically, I found an abandoned kitten, took him in, named it Gigi, cared for it behind my parents' back in secret, vowed to tell my dad once I got straight A's in school, because straight A's make Asian parents happy, and that way it's easier to ask for favors. Spoiler alert, I never got the straight A's, but it didn't matter because my dad already found out about Gigi while I was at school and tossed him outside the house before I got home, and that's where I ended the video. Okay, that's pretty much a recap. Now, you guys might be thinking, wow, TJ, your dad's like a monster.
No.
How could he do that?
He thought it was just a stray cat.
Practically an animal. Trust me, I'm in no way justifying his actions, but to be fair,
He thought it was a stray.
I did bring in the kitten and raise him behind his back when I clearly wasn't supposed to, and I can't speak for every Asian parents, but my dad can be pretty brutal when it comes to this kind of things.
Well, I guess my assumption was that his dad saw the cat and was like, how did a cat get in here? Good news, TJ. A cat broke into your room, but I got it out, so you are safe. You're welcome, TJ. Aren't I the best dad? I mean, that would have been a good excuse, you know, but...
It seems like he knew it was a pet.
The worst thing was, I couldn't even speak up about it because in my family, we weren't taught to run our mouths or speak our minds whenever we wanted. From where I came from, that was called being quote-unquote disrespectful. In any case, once I found out Gigi disappeared, I immediately ran out to look for him, hoping he'd still be somewhere nearby. I searched everywhere, and trust me, I mean everywhere, but alas, it was no use. He was nowhere to be found, and I was gonna have to try my luck the next day. Next day came, I searched farther out into the subdivision, still no luck. I continued searching for several days onwards, but as time moved on, unfortunately, so did my hopes for finding Gigi.
No. Is what I would have said if I didn't find it.
This is all my fault. I did this. I'm so stupid. I just
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
And then you're okay out there
It's not
on
your fault.
own. I just wish I could have at least said goodbye. What are you doing?
I found your cat.
Can't you see? I am mourning.
Did he find the cat?
Did someone die? Yes. Kinda. I mean, I don't know. Not really. Just leave me alone.
The cat, tell him he can help find the cat.
By the way, your cat is back. Believe it or not, this tiny little kitten came back all on its own without any third-party assistance. And I could not be more amazed and relieved. Having lost Gigi once made me realize that life without him was just too dull, too empty, too dang miserable, and I didn't want to lose him ever again.
You're gonna make me want a cat.
So I stood up and put on my big boy pants and said, I'm gonna talk to my father. Words can't describe how unimaginably scared and nervous I was to talk to him.
Yeah.
But my love for Gigi far outweighed that fear, and for the first time ever, I was gonna talk to my dad as equals.
Okay. Wait, what? No, you're
Speak.
Oh my gosh, you worried me there, bro. I was very worried because there's no way that we've got 7 minutes of no video here. I was very scared. Okay. You know, the muffins aren't that excited right now. They aren't going too crazy. But don't worry, guys. I know a way to get them moving. I'm gonna cut up some pieces of banana for them.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, Muffins, you want some banana?
Wake up, buddy. You want banana? Oh my god. Oh my gosh, there you go. Now you're alive. You're alive.
Come on, banana. There you go. Bananas for them. Baby bears. Look, Labby. Come here, get the banana. Get the banana. Get the banana.
Oh my gosh. Now we have banana boys. Let's get that banana eating footage. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah! We got Bingo munching a banana, and we've got Labby munching a banana.
And we've got Felix munching a banana right down there. He's the older boy. And we got Kuma. Young Kuma with the banana. You're not done already, are you, Kuma? Kuma, you dum-dum. Did you already finish? All right, you guys eat real quick because you're bigger and older. Okay, fine. Oh, by the way, people, leave comments on this video as you're watching it because I want to know your opinions on all these pets and your own experiences as well. I will be reading the comments and I will be responding to some, okay?
Do you have to hold that bat while we talk? Speak. Right. Well, you see, the kitten came back, and I thought maybe I could take this opportunity to come up to you and properly ask your permission this time in letting me keep him. Tell me, son, this kitten, can it contribute into helping you get good grades in school?
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can it
Yes.
get you
Yes.
into an Ivy League university? No. Can it help you become the first ever Asian president of the United States of America?
Yes!
What? But I'm not even American. Can it? No. Then you know my answer. But, nothing.
That's sad.
Sir.
No.
Good. You have until tomorrow morning. Make sure you settle any attachments you have for this critter.
Oh,
yes,
no.
Father. And so I walked out of that room feeling helpless.
This is a sad story.
Defeated. Yeah, it wasn't much of a conversation, to be honest. In my household, my father was the don of the family. His words were practically law, and going against it meant severe punishments.
Oh. Okay.
Ask you how you are. You
just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, and you just...
From then on, there was nothing I could do.
Sad.
I had to say goodbye to Gigi.
He's coming
forever.
back. No, it can't be
The very
forever.
next morning, I stood in
It
front of
can't
the
be
car
forever.
window.
We've still got 3 minutes left of video. The cat has to come back.
I stood in front of the car window next to my brothers and mom and silently watched as my dad drove away with Gigi in the back. As soon as the car was out of sight, I went upstairs to my room, opened the bathroom, and with a broken spirit, I cleaned out every trace of ever raising Gigi. As painful as it was, I just couldn't bear to keep things that reminded me of him.
No!
It was just
Too hard.
too much. And that's it. That's the last time I ever saw Gigi.
No.
I never saw him again.
No.
Wait. You serious? That's how the story ends? You know how long we waited for this video and this is what we get?
Yeah, no.
Unsubscribe until one day after almost a month later, my family and I got back home from church when suddenly I heard a very distinct familiar feline noise in one of the bushes outside our gate. And guess who it was? Gigi? Is that you? Hey.
Darn.
You come here often? That's right. He actually came back for the second freaking time.
Yes!
Like, what? On the day my dad drove off with Gigi, he was out for about 30 minutes, in which, according to the simple law of time and distance, the location my dad placed Gigi must be exactly 15 or so minutes away from our house.
Gosh.
Now, if my math is correct, assuming that he drove around 10 miles per hour from what I saw, he must have at least covered 2.5 miles with the amount of time he was given.
10 miles? No one goes 10 miles per hour. That cat was farther away, bro. That cat must have been like 6 miles away. Or if you live in Los Angeles, then you go about 30 feet in that amount of time. But dude,
he must have at least covered 2.5 miles with the amount of time he was given. So what does this all mean? It means there's absolutely freaking no way this kitten could have returned back to our house in any way possible.
Yeah, that's insane.
Unless he was an alien. Or just really, really smart. Anyway, we were all at a loss for words, but the one who was most surprised out of any of us was none other than my dad. But how?
Impossible. Impossible.
Dad, please, let me just...
Please.
This kitten.
It's kinda cute. It's kinda cute. It's kinda cute.
Is a miracle sent from God.
Yes!
Wait, what?
Yes!
So apparently, my dad believes Gigi's impossible return was some kind of divine spiritual sign.
Good.
And thought neglecting it would be the same as neglecting God's will. And he really was downright amazed at Gigi's resilience.
Yeah,
so
it's
he
incredible.
finally decided we could keep him.
Yes.
But only if we kept him outside the front yard. In which I happily agreed to, since Gigi also seemed to prefer staying outside anyway. For a number of reasons.
What?
And yeah, there you have it. That's how Gigi got accepted into our family, and that's why he's called the Miracle Kitten. If there's anything I learned from this story, is that strict parenting sucks, and miracles really do exist.
That truly is a miracle. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine the emotions. I can't imagine the emotions. If I lost a muffin, I don't think a muffin could go 3 miles. I don't think no muffin could travel 3 miles. Muffins are also resilient, but there are a lot more things that eat muffins than cats. So, in fact, Gigi probably would have eaten one of my muffins to survive on the street. So, but anyways, thank goodness. All right, that was a little detour, but now we're back. Scribblejuice. I've never looked at this channel before, but I'm very much excited. One thing I liked was that in this thumbnail, they used Pizza, which as far as I'm aware is a Canadian brand. Yeah, it's Canadian. Yeah, Pizza is Canadian. Are you a secret Canadian? Or maybe a not so secret Canadian. Maybe they just are Canadian. I don't know. Either way, let's do it. How not to adopt a dog. This is perfect. I've seen so many videos telling me all the ins and outs on how to adopt a dog, but no one's ever thought to teach me how not to adopt a dog. If I ever was thinking about not adopting a dog, I need a tutorial for that, so here we are.
I think we can all agree when I say that at some point we desperately asked our parents to have a pet. Whether it be a cat, a dog, a fish, a worm.
That was great.
And since my mom's a bird lover, I grew up with parakeets as pets. And I might have accidentally glitched a few. But I didn't want pet birds anymore. I want something else. I want a dog.
Okay.
So we got a dog. But it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that. I would beg my mom for a dog. And she'd always say no. So I found a way to hack into my mom's brain for her to change her mind.
Grades?
And that hack was called depression. Thanks to my unbearable sadness, she thought it was finally time to get a dog.
Guys, don't try this at home. I know it worked for them, but do not put yourself into a prolonged period of intense sadness for the sake of getting a dog, okay? That is not the healthy way. It is not the healthy way.
She thought it was finally time to get a dog. And man, did my frown turn upside down.
Sweet.
Looking for dogs was hard, especially since I live a little far from the city. The nearest shelter would be at least 2 hours away. And on top of that, my building has a no big dog policy.
No big
and
dog.
all the shelters mostly had big dogs or just really, really old ones. Yeah, I know adopting old dogs is great.
Yeah,
but like I mentioned,
very nice.
I was pretty sad at the time. Aw, he's so cute. I love him.
Aw.
So I asked the worker.
Do you have any small dogs
And
available?
he said.
We don't, but we are hosting a mobile
And I said.
Would there be small
And
dogs?
he said.
Yes, of course, there's gonna be small dogs.
And I said, thank you. Then we proceeded to sign an application form beforehand, since the event and this adoption center were connected.
Okay.
We have all the documents, the location of the event, and all that's missing is the dog of my dreams. This event was a mobile event, and there was a lot of cats
That's
and only
bizarre.
a handful of dogs. But luckily, I saw the one.
Yes.
I saw him through the window, just sad, lonely. Oh my god, he's just like me.
I have
He's
to
me
have him.
for real. So I asked one of the staff if I can play with him a bit, and the moment when I grabbed his little body,
This is gonna make me want a dog.
was gone. Miss, this is the one. I want to adopt him. Oh, that's great, sweetie. But you can go ahead and look at other dogs while I show this family the little guy. I don't mind. But I
$1,000. I'll give you
Like, I want to
$1,000.
adopt him. I don't get it. But what don't you understand? I want to adopt him. Oh, but sweetheart, you need to sign an application form.
Yes.
But you know there's an adoption fee. It will be a little
$1 million.
Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, the dog has been chosen
Yes.
by this family. Yeah.
What's your issue? What's your issue? This is a good thing. They can get a different one. Why are you complaining about the fact that the dog got adopted? You dingus. You have one job and one purpose with this job. It's to get new homes for the dogs. Why are you complaining about the fact that these people wanted to get the dog? Silly?
Oh, hi!
Hello, babies. You guys want some more nanner?
More nanners for the muffins?
Okay.
Kuma, Kuma, Felix,
There you go.
Bingo, and Labby, Labby, Labby.
Oh, good job. You got it with your hand almost. It's right there. Oh my gosh. He thinks it's out here. Okay, there you go. Oh, that was adorable. He put his whole head and hand through it.
Family? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Aw, shucks. Sorry, Kevin. Looks like we need to find you another dog.
Yeah, who cares?
That dog.
Who cares, Kevin?
That dog was perfect for me.
Too late, Kevin.
Now,
Sorry.
You might be thinking, well, this woman is rude as hell. Who doesn't let people adopt dogs?
Yeah.
She was definitely a racist. Okay, you know, I thought that too.
I didn't think that.
Until I opened my third eye to unlock the truth. I may look cute with my animated persona that looks nothing like me. And sure, she looks a little bit bummy. But trust me, I looked horrible. I mean, I probably stink too. No, I most definitely stink. So obviously, that woman was cautious of handing out a dog to some homeless poor looking family
okay.
who doesn't look financially stable
Okay.
enough to even own a dog.
Excuse me, miss. Can we try this on?
Well, I don't think you'd be interested in that one.
Why?
Why?
Well, because that dress is $800.
You know what? Could you just take it off the mannequin? We'd like to try it on.
Get him.
So let's get to meet my dog a little bit. He's a terrier and a chihuahua mix.
Nice.
His name is Comet. And
Nice.
he's stupid. I bought him stairs for his to get on my bed. And he jumped off and hurt his left paw and started crying. Like, I bought you soft staircases for you to go down, but you choose to jump off and hurt yourself. He is so dumb. I can't stand him. He also did not help with my depression. Stupid dog. Didn't help. All he did was everywhere. Everywhere. I was about to bring his little back to his jail cell. I'm kidding. Duh. Of course he helped.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I never had depression. I tricked my mom into thinking I did.
What?
Get it again. I don't
Okay, also do not try that at home. That is also not No! This is not how you get a dog, people. You know the problem with pretending to be sad is that if you pretend to be sad long enough, you're gonna actually be sad. You know how it's like, oh, if you keep making that face, it's gonna get stuck like that. That's obviously not true. But you know what is true? If you keep pretending to feel a certain way, you will end up feeling that way. Isn't that right, Kuma? That's right, isn't it, Kuma Bear?
That's right, isn't it, Mr. Kuma?
I'm kidding again. I don't play with that. Of course, I have depression. It was bad. It was the worst year of my life. I love my little man, and he made 15 or 16-year-old me into a happy 15 or 16-year-old me. And He may be dumb and fat and dumb, but he's my good boy, and I would never trade him for anything in the world.
Yeah. Ice cream for a dog?
I got a life supply of rum raisin ice cream. I'm just looking to see. Oh my god. Yes! Yes, that's me. I ordered it.
Yay.
Here, just have him.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The dog could have eaten that ice cream. Not only are you throwing the dog away, but you're depriving it of possibly the greatest tasting thing it will ever have in its entire life. That dog needed that ice cream. It deserved that ice cream. Oh, and by the way, there's muffin shirts. I haven't mentioned this shirt yet, but on the merch store, we have a few different muffin related items. We got the muffin shirt. This comes as a hoodie with an extra bonus muffin on the back. And then also we have the legendary Rats Are Friends shirt and the mouse pad with the original 6 muffins on it. And we've got Mingus merch. So when you're done watching this video, you know, you could check out the merch store. If you got a birthday coming up, you know, not a bad idea to put on your birthday list. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Not a bad idea to ask for some merch on your birthday.
Where was I going with this video? I have no idea. I guess the moral of the story is if you plan to adopt a dog, don't go there looking like, because they're gonna give you a hard time, and I don't know. That's it. Oh yeah. Dogs are better than cats. Dogs are better than cats.
You tell him.
Dogs are better than cats.
Oh, get him. Wow. Wow, Scribble is a real savage. Yeah, I have never seen this channel, but yeah, they're a savage. I love that. I'm not sure if I can really watch this channel much because of the language is a little bit wilder, which typically I would be fine just censoring, but YouTube, honestly, they crack down so hard. It's like, YouTube can tell when I'm watching an animator that is like slightly less appropriate, and even if I censor everything, YouTube will still like suppress my video. So we'll see what happens with this video. But that was super fun. And now we are going to check out the craziest pet in this entire video.
From Young Yong Tales.
My favorite pet, aka the best pet. I am very scared to click on this because I am pretty positive of what this is. And I know that Young Yong Tales is eventually gonna put in an actual photo of it, and I'm not ready for it. But here we go. I love this channel. It's actually super fun. So strap in. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up with this. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, John, what happened to the baby?
Where are the babies, John? Swear to me!
Bro,
Wait, but what happened to some of the babies?
The babies? What are you talking about?
Baby.
I ate them.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But they did die. The circle of life, everyone. I woke up one day and I found them reunited with their cannibalistic mother. I did not think that you guys would care about such details, but boy, you guys surprised me.
Okay.
Also, I feel like I need to clarify this. Barkus is not the father. They're not even the same species, so something must have happened before I got Sonic. I should also warn you guys that all the pets I mentioned in that video and this one are all dead. But I mean, that's the downside to having any pet, really. They die. Except Skip. I mentioned earlier in the pets
because these are like insects. They don't live very long.
When I grow up,
I'm gonna wish I had done more with my life, Sonny.
That should probably be specified. Gosh, I just know he's gonna sneak in a real photo and I'm gonna cry.
I mentioned earlier in the pets video that the main reason I didn't have dogs, cats, and birds was because I was allergic to fur and feathers, and then I got a bunch of responses in the comments saying, well, why didn't you just get a furless animal, like a naked mole rat or this thing? I'm not that desperate, you guys. But while it is true that...
Fun fact about naked mole rats, they are one of the healthiest creatures on the planet. Normal muffins live like 2 years. Naked mole rats live like 25 years. Why can't we apply that to muffins? Why can't muffins live like that? I honestly think that was God, like, deciding, okay, I have to make one animal the most ugly animal on the planet, but I will do a kind thing. I will allow it to live for 25 years. I don't understand the genetics of this.
But while it is true that I was allergic, the other big reason was that I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to handle losing such a, how would you say, inaffectionate pet. I mean, let's think about it. If I cried for the death of a little insect, imagine what the death of a dog would do to a soft tofu like that.
Yeah.
So, I guess the solution to this problem is you either get a pet that doesn't require so much emotional investment, or just get something that doesn't. Like an immortal jellyfish. Anyways, well, today is the day that I unveil my most favorite pet. The one that in my eyes is the coolest thing ever. So, this cricket is important because without this cricket, I wouldn't have come across my favorite pet.
Oh no.
So it was one special day, and I was chilling at my grandma and grandpa's house waiting to get picked up by my mom. And today was special because I was bringing home my new pet. A cricket that I named, probably because of the influence of my Asian heritage, Moonsinger. Why I wanted to have a cricket at the time was largely influenced because of watching Mulan and the books that my parents read to me, stating that the cricket's chirping would soothe me to sleep. Which, if I really think about it now, I'm sure that chirping would just annoy me and make me want to get rid of it.
Yeah?
And Moonsinger, he couldn't even chirp because just like Sonic, Moonsinger was not a dude. But I mean, at the time, my elementary brain figured that all crickets could sing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Judge me. Haven't you ever wanted an adorable animal sidekick as a pet after watching a Disney movie at some point in your life?
Of course.
Like, for example, Finding Nemo. Why else do you think clownfish populations went down so much in the ocean?
Oh, yeah.
It's because everyone wanted a Nemo for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, unaware that Moonsinger was not a singer at all, I was still very excited to bring it home. And then
I want a clownfish. What a great idea. Oh, wait, but Lola, I don't know. It's probably too much work.
What?
Is it too much work? I don't know. How much work is a clownfish? Clownfish are generally considered relatively low-maintenance pets, known for their hardiness and are often recommended for beginner aquarists. Oh my gosh, clownfish are so pretty, dude. What a beautiful fish. Are you kidding me? People aren't buying clownfish because of Finding Nemo. They made Finding Nemo because of clownfish. Clownfish are beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I want to get a clownfish.
Not a singer at all. I was still very excited to bring it home. And then when Mom showed up, we were about to leave when my grandma spotted something else that she knew I would like.
Oh no.
And she was right. Because what she brought me was a huge praying mantis. Such a magnificent beast could only be admired from far at my school because anytime we saw one, it was always out of our reach.
Oh my gosh.
And we were also really short. But here was one right in front of me.
Cool.
I was so excited.
I would run.
My gosh, now I have two pets. They're going to be in the same cage and they're going to be like best friends. And we're going to have like play dates and parties and listen to K-pop and all that jazz. Or at least that's what
I know exactly what it's going to do. This thing is going to eat this thing head first and it will look very disturbing. Oh boy, here we go.
But I mean, I already know what you guys are thinking right now. Wait, but don't praying mantises like
eat everything?
Eat other things?
Yeah.
Like crickets?
Yes.
And you'd be right. There's one moment, and then Moonsinger. More like mooncake for my praying
More
mantises.
like moon dinner.
I was kidding. Moonsinger, I appreciate you, but I like the praying mantis more, so yeah. And that was the start of a streak of taking care of multiple praying mantises over my lifetime. My family made it a tradition that each mantis needed to have a name that started with a P, because, you know, P for praying mantis. It was so clever.
Praying Petey.
So starting with the very first one, the one that replaced Moonsinger, this was Pee-wee. Shortly after, I got Polly, then Peebo, Pumpkin, Purdy, King, Prince, Penelope, Priscilla, Puny, Punchy, Penny, Poppy, and Piggy. The order in which I got them may be a little off.
That's so many praying mantises.
5 or so. The order in names tends to get a little fuzzy. So since there were so many, obviously I'm not going to be talking about each one. That would take way too much time and work and mental sanity.
Yes.
So I will mainly be mentioning the most memorable ones as well as the most interesting experiences. So first was Pee-wee. I should talk about her because she was the very first one to start it all, the founding mother. And in many ways, she changed my life. Praying mantises became the coolest insect in the frickin' planet, and I drew a bunch of fan art because of it. But
wow, I mean, that is pretty cool. No, so let's keep it real. Praying mantises are like giant, scary Pokemon. They really are. But the problem is, they're kind of like giant, scary Pokemon. The videos of praying mantises eating other insects is like some of the most like, it makes me so uncomfortable. I could never have a praying mantis.
But probably the most significant one was that she helped me get over the fear of holding large insects.
Oh my gosh.
See, the thought of holding a large invertebrate in my head at the time was just a big no-no.
Yeah.
But I mean, over time, curiosity tends to get the best of you. Until finally I just said, screw it! I'm a man. I can hold a praying mantis. And I just let her crawl on
I'm a
my
man,
hand.
but I cannot hold a praying mantis.
It was a very weird, yet amazing experience. And from then on, I let all my praying mantises crawl on me. My hands, chest, shoulder, even my face. There'd be many times I would just be sitting doing my
Oh my gosh, what a brave man. I could simply never do that in my, yeah, I could, no. Very cool, Young Yong Tales. I'm glad that you like the manti. If you, taking care of animals is cool, but oh my gosh, scary.
There'd be many times I would just be sitting doing my homework or something and the praying mantis would just be perched on my face. Even the rest of my family started to hold them. So this is proof that if you have a fear of holding large insects, try a praying mantis.
No,
also, just a quick note, obviously this philosophy does not apply to all pets. You can be a man or a woman and not have to hold your pet blue-ringed octopus.
Yes.
Pee-wee lived a long life of about a year. Mantises don't live very long. And then when she passed away, we put her in one of those M&M capsules and buried her in the backyard.
Wow.
And there she is to this day.
Wow.
Probably.
What on earth?
Around the same time we had Pee-wee, we also had a brown-colored one named Polly. And just like Pee-wee, everyone loved Polly. We got to the point where we were just so comfortable and we would take them out of their cage so that way they could watch TV with us.
Watch The Sopranos with Paulie. Hey, Paulie, you check this out. Hey, Paulie, what's the matter with you? All right, guys, I'm not good at that accent. And I think there are some Italians who would not be happy if I tried to do that much longer.
But then I remember one day we got a little too comfortable. One day, me and my sister were staying home alone while our parents were at work, and I don't remember what we were doing at the moment. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, did you sit on it?
I remember taking Polly out of her cage so that way she could watch TV and chill with us. Now, here's the problem. We were young children with relatively short attention spans, and we just let out a small insect in a 2-story house with lots of hiding spaces. But I mean, normally this wouldn't be a problem because praying mantises typically don't move around a whole lot. I mean, they like to stay camouflaged in their environment. Camouflage. I feel like that's important. So as you probably could guess by now, over time, the place that we thought she was not.
Oh.
Nobody move! Check your feet! So me and my sister...
Okay, so if the camouflage is important to the story, did Paulie go missing and camouflage on some wood? Is this a wood mantis?
Psycho mantis.
That's my guess. But absolutely terrifying. That would be, at least what I was more afraid of was that like they just forget about Paulie and then roll over and sit on them. That would be probably the worst way this could go. But yeah, I mean, good luck. There was one time when a lizard came into my home and it was spooky because I'm from Canada and we don't have lizards where I'm from. We have squirrels and chipmunks.
Check your feet! So me and my sister were frantically, but carefully, searching for Polly in the entire house. I remember me and my sister were crying when we called our mom.
Oh no.
Mom, we can't find her out. I mean, it's a praying mantis that's like 2 to 3 inches at the most. And
That's
it could literally
terrifying.
be anywhere in our entire house.
It's gotta be close by. I don't think it went far. I think it's close by, but it was camouflaged. I think that's what happened.
And it could literally be anywhere in our entire house. And it's not like you can put trackers on these things.
No.
It was looking pretty hopeless. I remember coming back to our spot and sitting down, realizing the inevitable fate that she was going to starve to death or we were going to step on her, and it would be really sad.
Aww.
But then there she was, perched underneath a basket thingy on the floor.
Yes!
Camouflaged.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still super happy. Like, Polly, what the heck? Why?
That's spooky, Polly.
Now, let's just take a moment and just imagine what it would be like to be Polly witnessing all of this take place. You decide to sit at this one spot because you believe it matches your skin tone the best and it puts you in a more optimal position in front of the TV. And then all of a sudden you see two loud, bratty children start screaming and running around frantically calling out your name and crying in utter despair.
You just want to hide more.
What a bunch of losers. I think one of the main...
I think that was my dude Adam. That sounded exactly like something else YT. I think that was my dude Adam.
Bunch of losers. I think one of the main reasons I like praying mantises so much was because out of all the pets in my life, the praying mantises showed the most affection. My camel spiders would probably just bite me. Sonic would pinch me and then sting me. My goldfish would forget I even exist after just 3 seconds. And I don't even want to know what my plants think of me. They probably don't think very highly of me. So the attention I got from my praying mantises were like warm and fuzzies compared to all that.
Okay.
However, I know actual scientists would state that praying mantises and vertebrates in general cannot display affection to the extent that they would see you as a food source. But what does science know about love?
Yeah.
Other than it's a chemical reaction that is controlled by the prefrontal cortex of the brain, something that invertebrates lack, therefore lack capability of complex emotions. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah, no, that is how it goes. There's a lot of pets that are like that. You know, a lot of like lizards and snakes are very cool pets, but they're incredibly dumb. And you're gonna have a very hard time getting like real affection and like love out of one of those creatures. And yeah, I mean, invertebrates and bugs and stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have an exceptionally difficult time getting them to love you.
But a little muffin doesn't have as hard of a time. A little muffin doesn't have as hard of a time.
Okay, Labby, you stay there. Can you turn around, buddy? See, muffins always do this. They never look at the camera. They always look backwards. I think because this is bright or something. But hey, Labby, over here. Good boy. There you go. You just gotta touch the tail, I guess.
You're an affectionate...
Buddy, you're... Oh my gosh, she's trying to go down my back.
You're an affectionate little muffin, aren't you, Labby?
Labby, I will grab you if you don't do a better job. Hey, Come, my hand, buddy. There you go. I got you. Dum-dum. You silly dum-dum. You're not the best shoulder passenger, are you, buddy? But you're good in my hands, right? You're good right there? You good right there, little muffin? Let's hold the baby up really quick. Oh, look at the baby. Look at the baby. See the baby? See the little baby? He's a cute boy. Ah! Okay, we'll put you back. We'll put you back, buddy. Such loving bears.
You're just jealous that all my praying mantises love me and not you. So, each one of them did this thing where they would put their mouth to my finger and, like, kiss it. Like, they weren't using their mouth to bite me or anything.
Really?
Try to explain that, scientists. But I do remember one time, one of my praying mantises named Purdy, she got maybe a little too affectionate. Like, she was nibbling at my finger at first, and then she just started biting me all of a sudden. It didn't hurt yet, but eventually we did have to get her off. But I mean, she tasted flesh. Maybe I could train her to attack my enemies.
Yes.
Molly did this thing where she would completely rest her entire body on a finger like this. But for some reason, she did that the most when she was on my dad's finger. I don't know why Polly likes my dad so much. Later, we had a praying mantis named Pumpkin, and she had a big head. That's all I want to say.
Okay,
and then one time, Ping, another praying mantis, came with us on a snowboarding trip because we couldn't find her a babysitter. But unfortunately, praying mantises don't take to the cold so well, so she just stayed at the room while me and my family snowboarded. Ha! How many praying mantises can say that? So that was dope.
Not many praying mantises can say that. In fact, I would say probably 1 in every 10 trillion praying mantises can say that. It is highly unlikely that there are many praying mantises that can relate to traveling with a family on a skiing trip. I don't think there's another YouTuber who can say that, who has this story. Young Yong Tales, I don't think there's a single YouTuber who has this story, which is why watching his videos is important, you know? We need stories from unique individuals with unique experiences.
So she just stayed at the room while me and my family snowboarded. Ha! How many praying mantises can say that? So that was fun. I bet you're wondering why I haven't even mentioned any male praying mantises that I had. Well, the truth of the matter is that males just suck. I mean, it's the truth. Females are better. They're friendlier, they're bigger, they live longer, they can't fly away, they're less timid. They rule. I only had 2 male praying mantises, actually. Prince, who was a spoiled brat, so I let him go. And then there was Peebo. But Peebo, I actually did really care for. Sure, he was more difficult to take care of than the females, but I was very attached to Peebo because he was one of the very first praying mantises that I raised ever since he was a baby, or a nymph in praying mantis terms. So even though he was a dude, I still loved him. And this video is getting way too long, so that's it.
All right. How sweet was that? That is probably more information than I will ever learn about praying mantises. I don't know what the plural is. Gotta be respectful and inclusive.
Psychomantis.
But I think that is super cool. I think having a love for all living things is very important. I would personally never take in a bug or an insect or an invertebrate, though I do love octopi and squid. If you couldn't tell, my arm is a squid. But I think it's really awesome that there are people who do care about these creatures, you know? Even though they eat a bunch of other creatures. Muffins, are you happy? Did you have a good recording voice? We did it! We did it, Muffins! Felix, we did it, buddy. We did it, big boy. We did it, big Felix. That was a good video, wasn't it, mister? What do you want them to do, buddy?
Like on the video.
And what else, buddy?
Subscribe to all the animators you saw.
That's right, buddy, because that's very important to support the original creators. People, this party doesn't have to end. If you have not seen the other 3 videos where we looked at YouTuber pets, here is the playlist. Check them out. These are all classics. Or here's another video that I think you'll like. I will see you here. I will see you there. Guys, thank you so much for coming along with me. I love doing these videos. Have a good one. Peace.